down.
Or was it just to maintain focus at halftime when nothing was going right for you guys?
I mean, no other choice. I mean, it was nice that we were starting out with the ball in the third, so it gave us some hope in that way. And also, it being a 17-point game was encouraging because it looked like it should have been worse. That's definitely how it felt. That's how the numbers looked. But we were only down 17, which that's not too much. But you got to start playing a lot better in order for that not to be too much. And came out in the third quarter, and we finished with a field goal. I definitely thought that wasn't enough. But then I think our D stopped him on a fourth down the next time. Then we got a touchdown. Then I want to say the next drive was the turnover. And then just like that, it was just three drives. And I think by the end of the third, it was a tie game. And then it was like, all right, it's first quarter again, but it's the fourth. Let's start.
Aiyuk's long catch, and how did that sort of just change things for you guys?
I mean, they had a safety sitting in the middle of the field. Brock did an awesome job recognizing it. We had Debo on a crossing route, and that safety cut it, and Brock made the right read and just launched it. But the corner did an awesome job staying on top. I mean, the safety cuts, and that means there's no one in the middle, but the corner was aware of it, so he stayed on top. I was worried that for it to be a pick when it's like that. Brock makes the right read, but then he launches it, and BA just did a hell of a job going up for it, so it wasn't going to be a pick, and then he came down with the catch, which was huge. I was never able to see whether he was down or not. They said he was, so it's great we punched it in later.
What did that play do for you guys, just to ignite things a little
I mean, and anytime you get a big explosive one like that, it makes it a lot easier. We felt we could go on drives. We just had to get it going. I think we had 4 in the first half. I want to say we scored on 2 of them, had a pick on 1, and then punted on the other. And I mean, credit to their defense. I mean, they mix things up. They play really hard. We thought if we could get it going and make it a game on both sides, it would be a matter of time before we could score some points. But the way their offense was going, their defense doing a couple things to get us off the field. But once BA made that play, it kind of unlocked it with such an explosive, and kind of unlocked the whole team, because right after getting that turnover that I believe Gipp forced, that was huge. And right after that, you could feel the whole momentum with our players on our sideline in the stadium kind of flip, and you felt it was on after that.
What did you do so hard in the first half to stop the run? What did you see?
I mean, we knew they were a good running team going in, but it only takes a couple guys. I mean, we had a couple 8-man fronts, and there's definitely 2 that I saw that we got one guy out of a gap, and when that happens, you get right to that middle third player, and I mean, that's 15 at the best. And then they had a real good call on that reverse. That was probably their best look that they got us in. But we had a couple missed tackles, a couple guys out of gaps, and it was it's hard to win like that. But the guys tightened it up there in the second half and got it done.
What did you talk about at halftime? What adjustments did you want to make heading into the second half?
We just go over we come up with 8 plays to go over with the offense and how we're going to start it out and go with them. The defense goes, and they all meet, and they break up, and they talk about all their stuff from positions, and then we just pulled them up before. And so, guys, it's only 17 points. Been a lot of football games where you're down 17 points or starting with the ball. That's plenty of time to come back, plenty of points to come back, but regardless of any of that stuff, we're not going out like this. We got to be a lot more aggressive here in the second half, and in everything we do, offensively, defensively, special teams. I thought we switched up a little bit more, tightened up on some things with some pressure, some man coverage, and the guys didn't want today to be the last day, and we put ourselves in a hole, but they played like it in the second half, and we were able to get the ball to bounce the right way, and we made up for what we did in the first half.
Brock scrambling.
What's that?
Brock scrambling in the second half. How big of an impact was that for you guys?
Thought it was the difference between winning and losing. He made some big plays with his legs, getting out of the pocket, moving the chains in some first downs, getting some explosives. He competed his ass off today, and it wasn't easy for any of us, but he kept grinding and was unbelievable there in the second half.
You may not have heard people talk about Kyle Shanahan teams don't come back. They have to play up front. Purdy can't come back. Does that strike you in this moment? And would he, like, hey, that's over now in your mind?
I mean, that's up to you guys to decide. I never thought it had started, and I mean, coached a long time. Guys play a long time. I get some of those circumstances, but I've never felt like we didn't have a team who could come back or win a game like that. We just had to do it today when it mattered the most.
What are your initial impressions, Kyle, of going to be going to the Super Bowl playing the team that beat you there 4 years ago?
I haven't had a lot of time to think about that. I didn't watch any of their game. Wasn't sure who won it until someone told me right before we went out. But they're a hell of a team. They got a hell of a coach, hell of a quarterback, hell of a defense. Haven't gotten to see them much this year just because we haven't had a lot of crossover tape, but we already have a pretty good idea how it's going to look. I mean, they've been doing it for a while, and since we met them in 19, it seems like they've been there every year since. And we've been trying really hard to get back to that moment. We've been close a number of times, and this time we got it done. And we're going to spend these 2 weeks to prepare and make sure it's a hell of a game.
What was your message in there after the game to the team?
Not a very good one. I was exhausted. It took for everyone so long to get in. Then it was really hard to talk because everyone had their family and kids in there, and I struggle to talk when I can't use all the words I want to use. But it was my message. I was just so proud of the guys. I mean, these last 2 weeks. I mean, we've had some talented teams. We do have a talented team right now, but just the character and the grit of the guys there. I mean, you could see it on their faces at halftime. I could see it on them all week. Our guys got a lot of love for each other, and every year when the season's over, it's always a new team the next year, regardless of how many people return. And our guys didn't want this to be the last day, and we had to really fight for it to make that happen, but we pulled it off, and couldn't be more proud of the group.
The Lions have not usually obviously known for his legs. Do you think there's any element to surprise at how efficient and productive he was with that?
No, I think Brock's been scrambling and making plays ever since we got him in. And all you got to do is go back to the first game versus Miami, and I mean, Brock makes a lot of plays with his legs. Did it in college too. Makes a lot of off schedules. So, and I thought it looked like how Brock looks every time he plays.
Was Christian okay at the end of the game there? Is he feeling something?
Yeah, I think he said he got like a little bit of stinger when he went down there. I mean, that's just what his words were. He had to come out for a play, and I know Elijah went in there and scored, but I know at the end, Christian was good to go back.
Dan Campbell is obviously known for taking risks and going forward on fourth down. How big was it a swing in momentum when you were able to stop him on that 4th and 2?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, both of them. I mean, to make it a 3-score game and us to be able to hold it to 2 scores, especially the way the game was going. I mean, I felt like we kind of blew it when we started out with the ball and we didn't get a touchdown. And we got 3 points. So for us to hold them there and them not to get any points, which you stop them on 4th down, really look at that almost the same as a turnover. So that was huge by us today. But I mean, you live and die with that stuff. It would have been really hard to deal with it if they moved the chains on that 4th and 2 also. So that's why everything comes down to certain plays, and what happens in those plays you got to live with.
The long ball to the BA, is that how you practiced it pretty much?
I mean, that definitely is the read. When the middle third safety cuts the high cross, that's where the ball's supposed to go. Last time he did that, I think, was versus Arizona at home. I think it was like week 5 or something. And he did it again. They cut, and they threw it to BA, but the corner was on top, and BA went up and made a hell of a catch. And it's really almost exactly what happened today, too. I mean, when they cut, usually the middle's open, but the corner was disciplined and stayed on top, so you couldn't run by him. But Brock read the defense, gave BA a shot, and BA made him right.
Just going back to the 4th and shorts about that, Kevin, you already explained it, but were you shocked just given the situation that he decided to go for it instead of opting for the field goals?
Not really. I mean, I think that's how they've done it most of the year, and I think that's one of the reasons why they were here. So, I mean, you win a lot of games making some of those decisions, and then you make some decisions and you lose them. I mean, I don't think it always comes down to that. There's lots of plays that happen in the game, but I mean, that's the decision that we all have to make, and it doesn't surprise me because he's made a lot of those decisions throughout the year that have won them a lot of games also.
What sense did you get from your players? Was it calm even when you're down 17? Was it a little urgency? What mood did you get from those guys as this was starting?
I think we were just pissed off. I think guys were extremely pissed. I mean, that first half wasn't just that we were down by 17. It was the way we were down. They were kind of having their way in the run game. We weren't getting much in our run game either. And we don't want to go out like that. We didn't know we dug ourselves in a big hole, but it wasn't just talking about how to win this game. It was talking about how to start playing right. We got too much respect for our team, and that would have been a real rough way to end it if we couldn't play better with our group. And that's why I was so proud of the guys. They didn't really care about anything except finding a way to win. And you could see it on their faces. You could see it at halftime, and you could see it in that 3rd quarter, and you could see it all the way to the end of the game.
Extraordinary.
Your thoughts on a Super Bowl 54 rematch?
None. I'm excited that we're going there. Happy for the Chiefs too. I'm gonna have a lot of fun tonight probably with my family and everything, and come in a little bit slow motion tomorrow, and figure out all the Super Bowl tickets, all the traveling and stuff. That takes a lot of time for the players and their families, and the coaches will start getting to go on Kansas City while they do all that, and probably give the guys a couple days off, and then we'll get to our game plan and practicing either by Wednesday or Thursday.
Cal, Fred Warner's been good all year, but he had an extraordinary game tonight. What's your thoughts of Fred tonight?
Fred, Fred played to me like a NFL defensive MVP. I mean, he's played at that level to me. I mean, he does every year. And there's always a group of guys who can deserve it, but Fred is always one of those guys. And, you hope when you have players like that, they do it in these type of games, and Fred did. And that's one of the reasons we're still playing.
Last one.
I was just going to ask, why do you anticipate being in slow motion tomorrow morning?
Because you guys won't let me get out of here. I'm getting real no. It's I know guys are going to have some fun tonight, and you do have 2 weeks, and we're going to have a meeting with all the ticket guys and stuff, and so we'll put it off a little bit longer. Lots of families in there and stuff, so let the guys sleep in a little bit for treatment, but we'll still get our work in.
All right, guys. Purdy will be next.
All right, guys. Thanks.
You made a number of plays scrambling tonight. It's the most we've seen you scramble. In some ways, does that kind of define who you are as a player?
Yeah, obviously my job is to distribute the ball to guys that are open. And then, if something's not there, especially in this kind of game, it's you got to find a way. So I feel like throughout my life I've scrambled and stuff here and there, but, since I've been here, I feel like I haven't done it a whole lot. But obviously tonight, something wasn't there. I was just trying to keep the chains moving, keep the ball moving forward, and then obviously give our team some momentum and some juice. So I had to do it, so I did it, and yeah.
What was your view of the Brandon catch and how it all unfolded, and what did that do for you guys just in terms of jolt?
Yeah, obviously to have an explosive play like that was huge in that moment. We needed it to get down the field pretty quick, and we were still down, I think, 2 touchdowns. So in that moment, it was like, all right, here's a shot, here's an opportunity for BA. It was single high, safety, didn't get back or anything. He sort of stayed flat-footed, and in our offense, in that play, it's like, all right, you can expect your receiver to get on top and trust him. And so the corner did a good job with actually staying on top and then tipped it up. BA did a great job with just tracking the ball all the way and then making a huge play for us, man. So he's a baller. That was clutch on his part.
That was almost
The team when you were down 17, when you were down by so much at halftime.
Yeah, no one was rah-rah. No one was freaking out. It was just, it's football. I feel like there's a lot of experienced guys on this team, veterans that have, been in crazy situations. And so everyone was like, all right, we just got to do our job straight up. Like, the offense has to move the ball. We got to put up points, convert on third downs, defense, get some stops for us. And that was really about it. There wasn't really much said. Kyle said a couple things. Fred said a couple things, but we kept it simple. And so went out. We all knew what we had to do. Season's on the line. We're down 17. So I think everybody stepped up, and we played really good complementary team football from there.
that could have been obviously an interception to BA. Do you consider the fine line of dude, Purdy threw a horrible pass, and no, Purdy threw this pass that changed the game?
Yeah, in that moment, I'm looking at it like, we need a play. I'm not going to be stupid and just throw the ball up, but BA's one-on-one, so I'm gonna take that up, and especially in this kind of game, we need that kind of play. So people can say what they want, but I was giving my guy a shot, and it worked out.
So much of the year, people have said
last week, this week, you guys seem to do well with your backs against the wall. What does that say about the resiliency?
Yeah, it's just the character, man. The love, the brotherhood, it's real. It's the NFL. I guess you could say it's a business, but, guys care about each other in this locker room and what we've been through. And we got a core group of guys that have been here for the last couple of years and the standard and culture that they've built. And then the guys that Kyle and John brings in, everyone fits that mold. And, it showed tonight in a huge moment. If you're down 17, you got to care about each other and you got to love each other to get a comeback going. And so I think we showed that tonight, and I'm really proud of this group.
What happened on the interception?
Yeah, I stepped up. it wasn't the look that we really thought we were going to get. I went to try to rip one to Debo over the middle. From what I can remember, there was a hand that hit my hand, and the ball got tipped and flirted up to the linebacker.
What did it feel like in that moment when you're out there, celebrating with your teammates when the clock hit 0?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, just the feeling of redemption, coming back. It's huge, man. And for all of us to what we went through, I guess last year, this whole year's been crazy. You go through highs, you go through lows, and even in this game, the season's on the line. You're down 17, and then to see the clock hit 0 and you're up, it's special to all of us. And so, obviously, we have one more. Job's not finished, but I can't tell you guys how proud I am of the team to fight.
Did you feel the momentum start to shift when they went for it on 4th and 2 and didn't make it? And can you just talk about kind of the feel in the stadium?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely feel it. Like, everybody knew we were all trying to get back into it, and so when the defense got a stop like that, obviously the stadium erupted, and then everyone on offense, when we were jogging out there, we were like, all right, it's our time. This is the momentum that we had been looking for. Our team created that as a whole, and so as an offense, like, we got to do our part and pick up the defense after they just got that stop. So we all felt it.
With the way your season ended last year, what's it like to be able to come out and perform like you did in an NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this was just like the next game up. You look back a year ago, got hurt, which sucked, and then you go through the whole rehab process, all of it. It's been a long year, but at the same time, it's been pretty quick. And so for me, I've just tried to enjoy every single day, enjoy these guys, enjoy the wins, enjoy, honestly, the lows that come with it. Like, you got to learn from that kind of stuff. And, obviously to pull a comeback like that in the NFC Championship and play, it was special for me. So, like I said, we still got one more to go, but to have a performance like that, like we did as a team, it was huge. We're always going to remember that.
Early thoughts on the Chiefs facing Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I mean, what a challenge. You got Mahomes and what he does and their team. They're special, man. They're winners. They've proven that over however many years he's been there. So for us to be able to go back and play them is going to be sweet. It's going to be special for all of us. And, I wasn't here obviously in 19, but from just like you could just tell the guys that have been here, like if anybody, it'd be special for them to play these guys. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
On the throw to Aiyuk, did you immediately, there was a flag there, he made this diving catch. Did you immediately know that's a catch?
I'm sorry, on what play?
The throw to Aiyuk,
Yeah.
the deep throw to Aiyuk. There was a flag, and, it's like, did he catch it? I mean, did you immediately know that's a catch, or was there some confusion on your part?
Yeah, I saw the flag go up for sure, but and then I heard the whole stadium erupt, and I see BA, curled up around the ball, and I was like, oh my gosh, he caught that. So after that, we're all jogging down. I'm like, dang, and then we're all trying to figure out if he scored or not, and got touched. So, but when I saw him catch that, I was like, that's insane. So at the end of the day, I was like, just trying to give him an op, man. It's one-on-one, huge game. We need a big play and explosive. Here's one of our best receiver to go down and make a clutch play for us. So, yeah.
How did your personal journey over the last couple of years get you ready for not only this game, but the second half in particular? I mean, you've come from, relative nowhere to be now the third youngest quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl game. Like, how did that journey get you ready for this?
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I think it's just a testament to God and where He's taken me in life. I've never been the biggest, the fastest, the strongest, or any of that. I feel like I've always sort of had to fight for what I get and work for what I get. But God's always given me an opportunity, whether that was in high school, college, and then obviously in the NFL. Getting drafted last, people, overlook you and all that kind of stuff, and then all you need is an opportunity and when watch and see what He does. I put my faith and trust in Him, and He's gotten me where I'm at. So when I'm down 17 at half, honestly, I'm just like thinking, like, all right, God, you've taken me here, and win or lose, I'm going to glorify You, and that's my peace, that's the joy, that's the steadfastness. That's where I get it from, and that's the honest truth. So I leaned into that, and sure enough, we were able to come back.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
kind of mood from you guys was when you're down 17 at halftime? Is kind of mad, you're angry that you got to that point? What would you say your mood was at that moment?
I think everybody was pretty focused. We knew we didn't start the way we wanted to, but that's why football is 4 quarters. And we knew we had the guys that if we were going to do it, we got the guys that can make it happen. And just so proud to be a part of this group. Showed a lot of resilience this week, last week, and just pumped up.
What do you say about Brock Purdy and the way he was able to just engineer that comeback in the second half?
Man, I don't have enough good things to say about Brock. All he's done since he's been here is play at an elite level, and everything starts with him. And I'm just we're lucky he's our quarterback. He takes a lot of heat for absolutely no reason. All he's done is been a great leader, been a great player, and I'm so proud of him and pumped up that I get another one with him this year.
Is there a moment in your mind, something happened, hey, this really is going to happen? Is there a specific moment you think you thought that?
It's so hard when it's live and you're in it because, the only thing you're really focused on is the next play. And so, you don't really feel a lot of the emotions that maybe people in the stands do because you're just locked into doing your assignment. So, and I think that's why we orchestrated a pretty good comeback because everybody was just focused on doing right longer. And that's something we say all the time is just do right longer. And I thought we showed that tonight.
When you start to feel that emotion, do you start to feel it when the clock hits 0 and you can hug your teammates?
Yeah, it's always tough because you never know. I've seen enough games with, a lot of things can happen at the end there. And when it hits 0, that's when you're just kind of flooded with emotions. And, I think a lot comes in at you at once, but there's always that thing in the back of your head that we got another one.
When Brandon makes that catch in the second half there, the one that bounced up in the air, did you get a good view of that? Was your sense of how important that was to maybe kind of give you guys a spark there?
Yeah, I was one of the coolest catches I've ever seen. Huge spark. That's what BA does, man. He made a play when it counted and really set us up for a lot of momentum.
I feel like in the first half when you must felt like you ran into a wall, you and the team.
Yeah, that's a really good defense, really good run defense. So for us, it was just about continuing to chip away. You never know which one can be the one to break, but as long as we're physical, guys were blocking all night, and sometimes those 2-3 yard runs can be pretty beneficial to a drive. So, like I said, we just wanted to make it about next play mentality and just sticking to the script.
You scored the tying touchdown in the third quarter. Of course, did you sense that this thing was going to go your guys' way, or did it take until that 25-yard run down to the 3?
I think the same feeling that you have when you're down 17 or whatever it was is the same feeling you have when you tie it. There's a lot of football left, and obviously you're excited, and I think our team does really well when momentum's on our side, but it's just next play mentality still even then because it's playoff football, it's an NFC Championship game. Anything could happen.
What was going on physically, and how difficult was it to get out of the lineup there and see Elijah take it across the goal line?
Yeah, my shoulder felt a little weird, and I just didn't want to not be able to grip the ball, especially in a crucial time like that. And Mitch is unbelievable, so he goes in there and gets a touchdown. I was happy and proud of him and our whole team, but that's, I didn't care at all. We scored. That's all I cared about.
This was the biggest comeback this team's come back from since you've been on the team. Why do you think you were able to do that and the game didn't get away from you like it has in some other scenarios where it played out like this?
I just think we have a really resilient group that's been through a lot together and with a lot of experience. And I think when you've gone through hard times, I look back a year ago and what happened in Philly, it hardens you and it makes your team a lot closer. And so when you get in these moments and you know how crucial every single play is, it allows you guys to all focus on what's most important, and that's going out and executing. So I was just proud of our team.
Mahomes and the Chiefs, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's obviously a great team, great defense, guys that fly around. I haven't watched, obviously any yet, but be big challenge on a big stage, and we're excited about it.
Last one to Matt here. Was the shoulder, did that turn out to be a sort of a nerve stinger thing?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I feel fine now. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
Brandon, what was going through your head on that catch, and were you surprised at all that you caught it?
I was surprised. I felt like the look before pre-snap that I had a chance to get the ball, but they were just on top. I don't even know.
Did you have a sense of how big that catch was in terms of maybe just a spark or something that ignited kind of your sideline after that play?
We definitely felt the momentum. We came out after half. Got Debo going with like back-to-back plays in the third play. Got the momentum going. Just got the fire ignited a little bit. Got to move the ball. We felt the energy. And then to finish off with 7 points, we were just happy with that because we knew what we could do and where we could take it.
And you're probably aware of the talk that 49ers always can't come back. They don't, Kyle Shanahan teams don't record, when they're down. What do you feel about that right now?
That's back-to-back weeks with wins that we weren't supposed to have, apparently. But just 2 gutty wins, 2 wins that just show you the type of team that we have, the mindset, the will, the heart that everybody has.
And I realize it's just a split-second thing, but that was almost an interception, and then it's bouncing to you. I mean, the emotion. Are there emotions in the moment, or are you just reacting to what's happening?
Yeah, it's just bang, bang. Like, you don't really realize until afterwards, even still now. I just finally got to my phone, but in the moment, just playing football, just whistle to whistle.
So when you look at it on your phone, you're like, wow, that's crazier than I thought it was?
Yeah, that was lit.
As big as that play was, it wouldn't have meant anything if you didn't score that touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 6. Take us through that play. Just how big was that to finish that off?
That was big. I felt like I scored. I was looking to the sideline after the first catch, feeling like that was a touchdown. But Kyle was like, nah. Hank was like, nah. Debo trying to pull me back into the huddle because I was like, that was a touchdown. I was trying to get a touchdown. But they came back to me and we got a touchdown.
Brandon, it was back-to-back weeks you guys did get behind. Is there a reason for that? Is that something you feel like you guys got to solve for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and just your thoughts on that?
For sure, definitely is for sure. Credit to those guys, they came out. I haven't watched the tape yet, but they had a good plan coming out, and credit to our guys in the second half figuring out how to get after those guys. We felt in the first half that we had a chance to get after them, but we just wasn't staying on the field. Little stuff here and there, and then the defense, pretty much a shutout in the second half. So, team effort.
One more. Hey, Brandon, after failing in the NFC title games the past 2 years, and then to get over the hump this time, how can you put that in perspective?
Just a bunch of fun, so much fun. Our 3rd time with these group of guys. Some people's 4th time. We were just working, praying, hoping for a breakthrough, and we got it today.
All right, thanks, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
How hype are you when Brock scrambles for a big?
Man, it's just amazing because I don't think too many people knows how fast and elusive Brock is until you get to running. I think I kind of messed up one of his touchdowns trying to get on the lead block, and he ran right into me and bounced off. But I feel like if I would have made that block, he probably would have scored.
What was your thought process after you guys are down, so big, you're down 24-7 at the half? I'm sure you guys didn't feel like your season was over, but was there any concern at all at that point?
I don't think it was any concern. We just knew what we had to go out here and do the second half, and that was to score points. And defense had to get off the field, and starting the 3rd quarter off with 3 points, and then Gip made a big play and a fumble. We go down and score, and then it's just a chain of events.
Well, what made that win so emotional for you?
I mean, this is my 5th year, and been to 1 Super Bowl, and that was my rookie year. And these past couple of years, we kind of fell short at, the NFC Championship. What a coincidence. Last year, we lose Brock. But the year before that, we just lose the game. And, we down 17 at half, and it's just like whatever it is they're going to take for us to get this win, and we went out there and did it.
Did you ever lose faith?
No, not at all.
How different do you feel as you're on your journey as an NFL player now that you've been in the league for so many years, reaching the Super Bowl again?
I don't only just want to reach it, I want to win it. And that's the goal, and, that's what we've been set out to do since the beginning of the year.
That first fourth down stop, did you feel like that was the momentum changer where you had a chance to win at that point?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, our defense in the second half kind of really was a shutout. They came out, and, Coach Wiltz came to halftime, and Coach Kyle came to halftime. It was like, yo, man, it's time to man up, trying to get stops, and it was time for the offense to do what we do.
Hey, Devo, did you get a look at Brandon's catch, either on replay on the board?
Nah, I seen it live, cause I seen the guy cut the high cross that I was running, and I just look up and Brock cut it loose, and I see the DB drop the ball, and I'm just like, and then I see Brandon catch it, and I'm like, I'm thinking he scored, and then we get in the huddle, Brandon looking at Kyle like he just said, and hanging like no touchdown, and I'm like, bro, get in the huddle, we gotta run another play, but it was a crazy play that he made.
Couple more for Devo. Devo, when it hits 0 on the clock, what goes through your head?
Are we going to the Super Bowl? Yeah.
There was a lot of chatter between you and CJ Gardner-Johnson the whole week, just seeing the personal foul early in the game. Just how does it feel just after this?
Hey man, you got to get me when I'm looking. That's the only way you're gonna get me.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Devo. We'll have two on both.
Do this?
No.
No? Okay, hold it.
Yeah, sure. You put the thing right back?
Ugh. Oh no, I shouldn't say anything. But anyway.
What was on your mind, say at halftime, down 17? Obviously, the team hadn't played real well. What were you thinking?
Whew. I was just trying to galvanize the group, and there's so much football left. We could score really quick on offense. We just needed to get off the field so we could get our offense rolling.
How do you try to galvanize the group in that moment?
Just try and tell everybody, do your job. That's all we need to do is do your 111. And in that first half, there was breakdowns, one guy each time. Obviously, it's hard for me to know exactly what's going on, but you just got to do your job, and this defense is as talented as it gets. So that was it.
Dan Campbell does like to go for it a lot in fourth. Did you expect that fourth down try, and what did it mean to get it?
I kind of saw him saying, we're going. So I was like, here we go.
How big a turning point was that in the game?
Huge, the first one? Yeah, huge. I think that was the turning point. And just getting Goff off the spot, kind of making him uncomfortable back there. We knew we finally had a quarterback who's going to be on that spot often. So, yeah.
How much do you prefer?
Of game time that you scored 17 points to tie the game. Did it feel that quick? And once you get there, how good do you feel about your chances at that point?
When it was tied, I honestly just block out everything that's going on offensively, and just try and keep everybody even keel. I think my guy Sherm taught me that. You can't get too high when our offense is doing great, because you know you got to go out there and do your job.
Was that discouraging for you guys? Embarrassing? How'd you feel?
It was embarrassing. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Kind of felt helpless. And we didn't want to go down as failures, and we know our defense is way too good to play like that.
Did you talk to more than your position group? Did you talk to other guys, linebackers, secondary?
Yeah, I kind of just, I was on the ground with a heat pack on my back, just screaming random things, trying to get people. Whew.
Can you give us one example of one of the random things you screamed?
Not that random, but I was just like, there's so much football left. We made a couple adjustments. I said, just take that first read away and we're getting home. And our guys did it.
Nick, is there a lot of pressure when you enter the playoffs as a number seed and you're playing at home? Do you feel that pressure that you pretty much have to get through, or like you said, I mean, it's an embarrassment?
I wouldn't say it's an embarrassment to lose. It's just an embarrassment as a defense of how they were just going right down the field. But yeah, playoff football is, there's not one moment where I feel comfortable out there. Even back in 19, Kyle showed some of that a couple weeks ago, and we were killing them. And I knew Aaron Rodgers was on the other side, so there was no, oh, we got this. It was 4 quarters, we got to end it.
From an emotion perspective, how is this different than 2019?
Say it.
From an emotion perspective, how is this different than 2019?
We just kind of rolled in 2019. I was a rookie, so I didn't know what was going on. I just thought this is how it goes. But the way we did it the past 2 weeks, I think there was a stat with Kyle not coming back after being down. And I think it's a testament to our group that we're able to battle back, and you got to do stuff like that to have a special season.
What do you think of the matchup, Nick, knowing that you're going to be facing the Chiefs, the team that beat you guys 4 years ago in there?
It's perfect. It's perfect, and there is great as an organization, coach, quarterback, as there is, and they were down, not looking great this year either, and they're playing their best ball now. So it's going to be a big challenge.
Nick, you talk about 2019 and how you were a rookie then, so now you've developed as a player. You also mentioned that you never let down, like every minute, every second of the game, you kind of were like just waiting for that final minute. Can you walk us through the difference between then and now and how it felt when that clock finally hit 0?
Then and now? When was then?
As a person now, like how different it is from back then to now, how you develop as a player?
Just being a leader, and the relationships that we've built throughout the years. I just want to do everything I can for the guys. I want the most for Kyle. I want the most for Chris. I want the most for all of our D-line guys. I want the most for everybody. So I'm just trying to leave it all out there.
As far as getting the #1 seed as early as you guys did, looking back now, I mean, do you think that disrupted your momentum at all? You had to sort of get back after.
I think we weren't playing our best ball towards the end there.
I think we kind of got up for those big games that we really wanted to make a statement, but there's a lot of holes in what we were doing, and we weren't executing great down the stretch. And I attributed it a lot to just a long season. Stuff happens. You're not going to play your best ball through the whole year. But I think these 2 games, we got through them, and now we kind of understand what needs to be done.
Nick, on those big plays in the second half, did you feel Levi Stadium shake as in the press box? We could kind of feel a mini earthquake.
Yeah, Levi's Stadium, were they pumping noise in there? I mean, before the game, it felt like New Orleans Superdome. Is it Superdome? Like, for an outdoor stadium to be that loud, and honestly, I'm not paying attention to anything. Like, when we score, I'm grabbing my helmet, like, taking some deep breaths, hitting the smelling salt, and getting ready to go.
All right, thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Howdy.
How would you say this may be the biggest comeback win you guys have had, maybe since you've been a Niner?
What'd you ask?
Would you say it's like the biggest comeback you guys have you've experienced?
Literally, I think so, yeah. Do you want me to comment on that? All right, you got to give me a better question, dog. No,
I'm trying to figure out a way to say it, how to phrase it, because it's such a crazy comeback.
I'm a little tired right now.
Yeah, I know.
It was, I mean, that's the cool thing about football. You know, if you just keep trying and your team comes together, make a couple stops on defense, hit field goals when you need to hit field goals, and then your offense starts to execute, your guys make big plays. I've been saying all year we have a very talented football team, and, you know, there's been times where, you know, we weren't firing on all cylinders, and for us to be able to, you know, kind of hunker down, and start to fire on all cylinders, I mean, that's what you see, you know, an explosive offense, a very talented defense that flies around and hits people, causes turnovers, and then our special teams make plays when they need to.
George, with the history that you guys have of losing twice in the NFC Championship game, to be down in this game, what does it take to remain focused and still believe that you can win?
I mean, we have a vet group. We have a very good foundation of players that Kyle and John have brought in here since the start. And, you know, we have a lot of high-character guys, and, you know, this team doesn't really, you know, give up. You turn on the tape from last year's NFC Championship game, and we were without a quarterback for a quarter and a half, 2.5 quarters, and, you know, didn't give up. It wasn't very pretty, you know, hard to win that game, but, you know, guys are, you know, flying around, hitting people, trying their best, putting good stuff on tape, and, you know, that's what you get all year round, you know, with this team. It's just you have a vet team who we really want to win. We're not going to give up. This is our one opportunity, and, you know, the halftime speech was, there's not really a rah-rah speech that's going to get it done for us, guys. Just figure out a way to get it done. That's what we did.
The Super Bowl against the Chiefs the last time. There's the video of you vowing to get back there. What does it mean to you, not only to get back there now, but have another shot at the Chiefs also?
Shot at the Chiefs, I mean, nothing really. Man, that was 2019. That was a while ago. You know, they're a very different football team. A lot of the same great football players, obviously. You know, they got Chris Jones, Travis Kelce, and, you know, Mahomes, like, and Andy Reid. So, like, they're still, like, really good. They got their core guys as well, but I'm not really, you know, worried about, you know, that game plan when the time comes. I'm very happy for this team, this organization, franchise, to get back and get this opportunity because, yeah, losing an NFC Championship game 2 more times, it's not very fun. You know, you put an extra 2 weeks in and then you lose. It's like, that stings. And then you move on to the next one and you just say, well, what am I going to do differently this year? How am I going to work harder? How am I going to train my body differently? What's my mindset going to be? You know, there's a lot of questions. And, you know, for us to be able to, you know, extend this out a little bit and not have to think about those things at this current time, just think about, okay, how are we going to get everybody healthy as we possibly can be for this next game? And, you know, what is our game plan going to be? And just to be able to be in that opportunity with this group of guys is very fun.
For someone who did not see that Brandon Aiyuk catch, how would you describe what happened to him?
I didn't see it. I was way in the back, and I saw a flag. I was like, oh, thank goodness we got a flag. And all of a sudden, everyone was celebrating. He's in the end zone, like, fake dunking on the goalpost. And I was like, he caught it? Like, so I was like, did he one-hand catch it? Like, what did he do? And I saw the replay. I was like, just how we intended it to look. Off the guy's face mask, right to BA. Dang, Brock's good at football, isn't he?
How much did you feel that 4th down stop on the offense?
Oh, for our defense? Yeah, that was cool because I think we came out, got a field goal, and then that was the next one. Then we go down and score, and then they have a turnover the following play. Then we go down and score. It's crazy. The fourth down stop was huge, and I'm assuming the defense got up here and they're like, yeah, we didn't play our best ball, but we played better, in the second half when we needed to make plays. That's what we did. Our defense flies around. We had a lot of great players on that. Gibson is just, playing with his hair on fire, whatever's left of it. And he's playing at an incredibly high level. I'm kidding, guys. I literally call him Young Gip every single day. But it was a huge stop, huge momentum for us. I have a question for you guys. Why does analytics people say that momentum isn't a real thing? I had a conversation with Pat McAfee. He was like, yeah, all these people are telling us that momentum's not real. And that's just the biggest load of horse crap I've ever heard of in my entire life. But we can move on. I digress.
When did you feel that the momentum really started to turn?
I mean, I think our stadium did a fantastic job. Like when Nick said, yes, for some reason, playoffs and Levi's, it feels like there's crowd noise being pumped in. It's not. Our fan base is just phenomenal. Really, we had a good opening drive out of the second half, and that fourth down stop, you could just kind of feel an energy. We go down and score. All right, this is huge. Turnover. I was like, oh man, all bets are off now. Bang bang.
Momentum is real.
Yeah.
How come you guys didn't fold it in at halftime? Obviously, they had all the momentum.
Because in every opportunity that you have, in every circumstance, you have a choice. Am I going to back down or am I going to do something about it? And that's the really cool thing about football. The really cool thing about life is I have a choice, and I'm going to do everything I can to be my best self on every single play, whether the ball's going my way, whether it's, no matter how good the defense is playing, no matter how good the special teams is playing, no matter how good the quarterback's are, no matter what's going on, I have a choice to go out there and play at my best. And that's the decision that our entire team made today.
Those couple scrambles and get 2 21-yard runs.
Sick.
What's your view of those? What kind of spark does that
Do it more. What are we doing? Just don't get hit. Scramble, maybe tuck the ball a little bit faster, but he scampers. I think that's the best way to describe it. He scampers. You ever seen one of those little water dragons run across the water? That's what I envision every time he's running with the football. And I just thought of that too. That was not pre-planned. Pretty proud of myself for that. And then, but it's just he does a really good job of avoiding contact. He dives into areas. He could slide once in a while, probably get a 15-yard penalty, But he's a tough kid, a lot of grit to him. And he understands that, when he's playing at a high level, when he needs to play at a high level, everyone around him is better.
You mentioned that you guys actually didn't play your best today. You've come from behind to win both games without playing your best all 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. Can you beat the Chiefs that way, or do you? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing like the playoffs to try to win from behind multiple times for the first time in a season. Can I beat the Chiefs that way? You never want to give Patrick Mahomes the lead. He's a fantastic football player. Probably is going to go down one of the best to ever do it. Him and Travis have 18, 19 touchdowns in the playoffs. They know how to win big games. They've won it twice. So, no, would that be good for us? Probably not. I believe in the team to be able to win in any circumstance, though. We proved it again tonight. That's a fun thing to be able to say.
Along those lines, you
Last one.
Back in.
Were you just wearing a Northwestern hat? Now you're in a Virginia hat. You have alter egos? Fair.
Double major.
Strong. Thank you.
Back in 19,
Okay.
won those 2 playoff games pretty handily.
That we did. We ran the ball 45 times a game. It's one of my favorite games I've ever played in my life.
This is a totally different scenario. I mean, any sense that the way the playoffs have gone this year, sets you up, prepares you better for a Super Bowl?
I thought our team in 2019 did a fantastic job of handling those games. Teams coming to the stadium and just kind of whooping up on them. I think we did a really good job of that. And I think we handled that, whatever the pressure was. I thought we did a good job of handling winning by a lot. We did a good job. But when you have to come back and win, and you have to win 2 very gritty games, I think it kind of sets a sense of urgency into the entire building. And, all right, hey, guys, look, I don't know if there's things we have to fix, but there's things we have to lock down, tighten up, refocus on. And I think it just kind of throws some gas on the fire of a sense of urgency and hey, guys, we're almost out of this 2 different times. And luckily we're a good enough team with good enough coaches that we're able to come back and get those wins. But let's try not to do that again. That's what I would say.
All right, thanks, George.
What, Cam?
Did you keep the ball from your onside kick recovery?
I tossed it over to somebody. It was funny because the last onside kick I had, I didn't recover versus the Lions in 2021. So, yeah, fun. And so, no, but I was in my head, I was like, watch me get an op at this. And I did. Look at me speaking things into existence. How fun. Goodness gracious. See you guys.